Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, dust lasers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome, and let's go to Israel now, and let's talk about Israel submarines, Israeli submarines. They actually have a submarine fleet, and I kind of dug a little deeper when I found out this story about the fact that Netanyahu is involved in a scandal right now. It has a little to do with nepotism and this deal to buy 3 submarines from Germany. And it turned out his personal lawyers has ties to the German firm involved in this transaction. And so there's a scandal going on. But first of all, I was surprised to find out that 3 more subs for Israel would mean a total of 9 submarines for a submarine fleet for Israel, which is kind of a surprising number in a way, and particularly considering Israel's situation next to the water. How much do submarines align with the kind of strategy and tactics? So, what need do they have? And there's a lot of criticism in Israel right now about what the need is for these submarines. And that's part of the scandal, just like everyone else. It's like here's these fat military contracts and nepotism and corruption, and the fact that whether they need them or not, they're probably going to end up with 3 more submarines. And this German company also has a history of bribing. History of bribing and bribery to get these contracts. So it gets a little murky. But like I say, I want to focus on the fact that they have a 6 submarine fleet now, and with the addition of these, there'll be 3 more, and $1.6 billion. And so one of the things I found out, for example, is that they bought all these submarines, and I think they've all come from Germany, but they've all been subsidized. So there are these huge deals, like, for example, this one, $1.6 billion, but they end up getting subsidized by the German companies and the German government, and the Israelis end up paying relatively little for them. So that's very surprising. And the other thing is they're specially made for the Israeli Navy. So they're larger versions of the general version that Germany exports, and they're equipped for certain capacity, and one of those capacities is cruise missiles. And in this case, they're equipped to have cruise missiles with 200-kilogram nuclear warhead. And so that's where I started getting a little nervous. And now we have Israel with the potentially 9 submarine fleet that has nuclear capabilities. And of course, the first thing you think of, one is Iran. And so that really is pretty disturbing. And also the fact that when you dig a little deeper, you find out that they've also used them in clandestine operations. And that's another thing that's not surprising at all. In 2011, they used them to infiltrate in Sudan. And in 2013, they were part of an attack on a Syrian port, and it wasn't widely reported at the time. But strategically, of course, it makes a lot of sense in some ways for Israel to have a large submarine fleet, or certainly large compared to the country and how much exposure they have to the water. Because there's so many strategic waterways in that region. So should they have to come to blows with certain country, let's say, I don't know, Iran, for example, then these subs would be strategically important. But the bottom line is, of course, I find this disturbing that, once again, a country with some of the aggressive policies it has, and the fact that it acts with impunity around the globe with its spies, with its special forces, with its Mossad agents and the like, and then the fact that they have nuclear capacity as well, not part of the general conversation. So there we have it. Israel has a submarine fleet, pretty good size one, and they're looking at expanding it. I'm a Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.